Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, April 12th, and it is time for my weekly Facebook Live. We're going to be playing with this gorgeous butterfly set and dies that go with it tonight. I'm going to give you all a minute to get on while you're finding this video. I'm going to share it with my group, so you're finding this on my page, but just in case somebody's looking for it on the group, I will share it there too. So just take me a minute to do that. If you're new to my Facebook Lives, when I am done, I will put a blog post up. This is my website. You can find, whoops, let me push it down so you can see it. You can find my blog there, and I will put the dimensions for this card there, and then a link back to this video once I get it loaded to YouTube. So you can find all the dimensions that you need for this. Not a lot on this one, but that will be there. And then every week I draw for the card that we made last week. So last week we made this one. This is with the Love Cats stamp set. And so at the end of the video, if I can remember, I will tell you who won this card because I did the drawing tonight. And then I have some other butterfly cards to show you. If you are familiar with me or my stamping at all, you know I love butterflies. And you'll actually see my little logo or whatever for my brand or whatever you want to call it is a butterfly. So I do not get rid of any of my butterfly sets. So sorry, this will not be going in my BOGO in May. But luckily, Stampin' Up! Evidently likes butterflies too, because when they take away a butterfly, they usually bring a new one. And there is a new butterfly set in the new annual catalog, which I just got mine yesterday. All right, hang on, we're getting share. I can't talk and do this sharing at the same time. We're almost there. Hey, Betty. So this is Butterfly Brilliance, and let me just show you. This is was a bundle in the previous catalog, or one of the previous catalogs. So in the current annual catalog, there's not a lot in the catalog with it. It is on page 116 right here, and then it coordinates with the Brilliant Wings dies. But really the only card they have to show you is this one right here. And it's just using a bunch of the dies plus the stamps in the background, which I love that too. The other butterfly set, and I'm not demoing anything, but I do have a bunch of samples to show you at the end, is this Butterfly Kisses. And it's already gone, so I don't even know why I'm showing you. Never mind, we won't show you that. It's already gone. So, well, I won't show you any of those cards. I don't want to tempt you with something that you can't get. So, I forgot it was already gone. But I do have a couple other cards with this set that I can show you. Okay. We are shared. I think we're ready to go. And I did get, just yesterday, my new annual catalog. There's some new colors on there. I can't show you anything on the inside. I haven't received my pre-order, but in May, we'll be playing with lots of new stuff. Okay, let's get busy on our card. I am going to use my Stamparatus. This is gone. So you cannot get this anymore. But for big stamps like this, it's just so easy. And I'm going to turn it sideways so I can. So this comes like a background as one big stamp. So we're going to ink this up in our Memento Black. And it's not all going to fit on our paper, and that's fine. So we'll just stamp this. And if you are careful, when you pick it up, you can stamp it again. I'm just trying to make sure I get it all stamped the first time so that if my paper moves, nope, it didn't. Needs a little bit more right there. Sometimes I have to really get, and I'm sorry for the glare with this Stamparatus. That'll work. All right, so we're done with the Stamparatus. Yeah, that's the other one. All right, and then what I did, I had seen somebody else do this. I'm gonna set this aside for a moment. We're gonna stamp just a single butterfly and then die cut him out. So the die is also, let me show you that real quick. So it's one big background stamp, and then it has a big die that cuts out all of them together, and then some other little, this just kind of does some cuts into the paper. It doesn't cut it out. And then there are more butterflies, detailed butterflies. These cut out the stamps, and then you've got these detailed ones. You can layer over them. You can do them separately. So that's what the die set looks like. I didn't buy 2 dies. Some people did do that and cut the dies apart. I didn't, but I did buy a second stamp set, and I just cut all the butterflies apart. So we're going to use one of those. Oh, I can't use my mini. I'm going to have to grab my big emboss machine. I forgot it was all one big die. So we'll use just this one that's cut apart to make our butterfly that goes here on the front. So again, I'm going to use Memento because I will be coloring it with my blends. I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. Cover this up so I don't make a mess. Now, I didn't put any sentiments on this one. There aren't any sentiments, obviously, that come with this. It's just one butterfly set. So you could pull out any sentiment that you wanted. Put it on the inside. All right. There's our butterfly. I'm going to set him aside so he can get good and dry before we start coloring him. All right, let me grab my big embossing machine because I forgot. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. But I need it for, I was thinking, because I was just die cutting the butterfly, that I could do it with my mini, but no, because it is one big die. Pull that back out. All right, and it is, I think it's this one. So because it's a big die, I'm gonna cut that corner off real quick because I certainly don't want it moving as I'm running it through. So because it's a big die, I have to be sure the die is set so that it will go through, and then I can just move this paper until it's just right. And so I like to, if I'm coloring something like this, okay, very carefully, and you can always use some washi tape or Post-it note tape to hold that. Because I'm coloring this, I like to die cut it first. That way, if I screw up and it slips and the die doesn't get cut correctly, then I haven't wasted any time coloring. All right, let's just move all of this out of the way. So now we have our beautiful die cut butterfly. Well, he's not quite beautiful yet, but he will be. All right, but before we do that, I have this. And if you notice, on my card, all my butterflies are blue. I wonder how I did that. I'll show you. So this, I just took a piece of cardstock, just cut the dies out, and then you just lay this over your paper until it lines up. Then you have to kind of hold it because, you know, I haven't taped anything down. I'm using Tahitian Tide. And one of my blending brushes. And I'm just going to start. And I'm starting in the middle here so that I don't have these big splotches on my card itself. And this might get a little messy on your fingers, but that's okay. I don't think I ever stamp without having a mess on my fingers. And you can do this as dark or as light as you want. You can do it, hold still. Uh-oh. And if it shifts like that, then just shift it back. Hold on to it some more. And if it's not perfect, it's fine because it's your background, so it's not like it's the focal point. Yes, I think I shifted that again, didn't I? There we go. And this is Tahitian Tide. I'll show you in a minute. So this is just a nice way to get, and you could do this with any colors. It wouldn't have to be this blue. I just thought these blues were so pretty. All right. Isn't that pretty? Now, I still didn't like, here, let me close this up. And that's what we use, Tahitian Tide. I still didn't like all the white there. So I took, I'm trying to remember which one I took. I think I took the light Starry Sky. And I have a bone folder that I've used for this, so it has lots of color on it. And the brush tip, and this will go everywhere. So you want to be sure you don't have too much anything in the way that you care about. And then I also did the same thing with my Wink of Stella. Now I'm sure that's not showing up on excuse me, on camera, but in person there's little sparkles all over the background. We're going to use that again when we color our butterfly too. So again, you probably can't see it, but there's little sparkles all over. All right, so there's our background done. Set it aside. See, I got blue stuff everywhere. Now let's do our beautiful butterfly. Here he is. So I used both of my Tahitian Tides, dark and light, and both of the Orchid Oasis, dark and light. Now, I didn't do any blending with this Orchid Oasis. I just did the body in the dark. And I'm using the bullet tip because it's a smaller. And then I did these bottom wings in the light where it's already shaded there. And the reason I'm using Orchid Oasis, even though I used Starry Sky cardstock, is because the Starry Sky I was afraid would be too dark and you wouldn't see the details of the butterfly. So now I'm using my dark Tahitian Tide. Oh, let's do both sides. No, let's do one side first. Sometimes I like to do just one part at a time so that you can kind of blend. So this is the dark Tahitian Tide. I'm just using this here. And these may not blend a whole lot because they are different colors, but isn't that pretty? I love these colors. I will be sad next year when they go away. So again, we'll take our light Orchid Oasis and color where it's already shaded. I love that Stampin' Up! Helps us so we can look like artists even if we don't know what we're doing. All right, and then color that, the dark. Look how vibrant that blue is. So pretty. And we've got some new blues coming. So I'm curious to see how they will play with all of this. All right, so while I have my dark, the upper wing is just going to be Tahitian Tide. And so I did the dark along there. Let's go ahead and blend that with our light. And then go to the other side. Some dark right by the body. Across there and then on the tips. See, I'm already making a mess. And blend that in with the light. And there's our butterfly. Isn't he so beautiful? Okay. Now we can start putting our card together. There it is. I did a vellum circle behind him because I wanted to be sure he stood out a little bit better over the background. And then I also put some ribbon. So we can go ahead and adhere him to our vellum. So I'll just put some of my liquid glue in the middle. And you can see how those colors bleed through. So you want to be sure you're on some scratch paper in case it bleeds all the way through. All right. Now let's put our card together. So this was just a piece I had that I had cut a deckled rectangle out of, but it works just fine. So since it's not a lot of space, I'm just going to put some green glue only on the outside if I can remember not to go in the middle. There you go. So this is actually Starry Sky, not the Orchid Oasis. But like I said, for coloring, you wouldn't see all the details of the butterfly if I used Starry Sky blends. All right, and then before we put that on our card base, this is one of my favorite ribbons. It's this silver mesh. It is so, so pretty, and it is retiring. I'm so sad. It originally came out in a holiday catalog as Halloween ribbon. So it was like a spider web, you know, and it was great for that. But it also is just a beautiful, it just adds some pretty sparkle and shine. So I'm just putting some of my Stampin' Seal on the back here. All right, come on. I'll go this way. There we go. Uh-oh, I had it on my finger. And then we'll put this whole thing on our card base. Now I can put some in the middle. And this is a Tahitian Tide card base. And then, before we add our butterfly, one more thing to do with him. And I did not put this on the body, I just put it on the wings, but Wink of Stella. And this I think you will be able to see in the camera. So I left the body not sparkly and just did all the wings. Oh my goodness, I love Wink of Stella. Can you see? Well, kind of. You can kind of see. It's very sparkly in person. Whoops. All right, and then let's put some dimensionals. I forgot to grab them. And this is such a open weave. I think it will work just fine. Whoops. I'm putting them over the top. And then I decided it wasn't sparkly enough. I forgot to pull these out, so hang on one second. Let me grab them. Oh, here they are. Right on top. So these are the opal rounds. They are also retiring. They're very sparkly. And so I put a couple down here. And then one like up here. There we go. It's always good to do an an odd number that is supposed to be more pleasing to your eye. And there we go. Yes, I love the colors. That Tahitian tide is just so vibrant and pretty. So next week, somebody will win this card. I'll do a drawing next week. Last week's card, this one, was won by Debbie. So I will give that to her. She's coming to class tomorrow night, so I can give that to her tomorrow night. And then a couple of cards, also with this Butterfly Brilliance. This is one I just received in a swap Saturday. This is by Sherry. This is one I received in a swap, probably from an onstage. Let me look at the lady's name again. This is by Rhonda. So it's just a monochromatic one, but very pretty. Purple, my favorite color. And then this is another one I received from Sherry. I got this one in a swap a long time ago. Now this paper is gone, I think. I think it was a celebration, but still, you could use any paper in the background. But that's just using the dies, not any of the stamps. All right, that is it for this evening. I don't think there was anything else I was supposed to show you. So I will get the measurements to this on my blog shortly. And I will see you next Wednesday. We'll probably still be playing with retiring products. I'm trying to keep up with what's sold out and not show you those because things are selling out quickly. But it's entirely possible I'll have it all planned and then it'll sell out that day. But last I checked, this was still available. It's not a bundle anymore because it's been around for a while, but beautiful stamp and set of dies. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.